who insulted Kissinger's intelligence. When I worked in the White House, and the first year and a half, I spent quite a bit of time with Kissinger, and I personally found him a very intelligent, very bright guy. In fact, it has been reputed that Kissinger has said that he is the brightest person in the world. And it reminded me of an occasion that occurred with a person that you're probably familiar with, ex-President Ford. I think he came from around here, didn't he? Or was it Detroit? I forget. But anyway, President Ford and Kissinger were going across the Atlantic on Air Force One, and it was a rather unusual trip because they only had two other people with them. One was a priest and one was a hippie, or what used to be called a hippie. I'm not sure what we call them today, but this story's a couple of years old, so you'll have to. And as they were going across the Atlantic, the pilot of Air Force One said that they had problems with the plane, and the plane would not make it, and that unfortunately the plane was going to go down, but they only had 3 parachutes for the 4 passengers, and that one of the passengers was going to have to go down with the plane. Well, of course, President Ford, being tough, strong Grand Rapids native, said, "I'll go first. Give me the first parachute. I'm President of the United States and the most important man in the free world." And so he strapped on the first parachute and jumped out of the plane. And then Henry Kissinger said, "Well, I'm the brightest person in the world, so I should get the second parachute." And he straps on the second parachute and he jumps out of the plane. The priest says to the hippie, the priest said, "Son, you take the third parachute because I'm a man of God and I'm assured of my salvation, so I'll go down with the plane." And hippie says, "Don't worry about it, Father. The brightest man in the world strapped on my backpack." I've got to be careful. Henry still has a lot of influence in this country. Let's not repeat that story outside of Grand Rapids. No.